All right, so for this explainer, we're going to do something a little different. We're not looking at a research paper or some dense text. Nope. Instead, we're going to dive into this really short, really weird piece of audio I came across. It's aggressive, it's confusing, but trust me, once you get what's going on, it's actually hilarious. So this is how the recording kicks off. No hello, no introduction, it just slams you with this command. Right away, the tone is super confrontational, kind of weird, right? This person demands your attention and they're definitely not asking nicely. It just makes you wonder, what in the world is this?
Okay, so here's the deal. What we're listening to is this short, aggressive monologue from some unknown speaker. And get this, he claims he's reading from the second remaining page of his novel. He's setting himself up as this guru who has these urgent lessons for us. It's a little puzzle, really, and today we're going to crack it.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What is this so-called novel actually trying to teach us? I mean, with all this aggressive attitude and these weird commands, is there even a point? Is there some profound lesson he's so desperate for us to get? All right, let's break this down from the top. We've got to start with the speaker's introduction, which is, well, very strange. This is where he tries to sound like he's in charge, but honestly, it just comes off as kind of out there. So check this out. He's building this whole persona, right? He throws out this wise-sounding proverb, one cannot learn without asking. Okay, fair enough. But then, in the very next breath, he just commands you to listen and not ask anything. It's a total contradiction. And then there's that bizarre line about not moaning. I didn't say moan, I said listen. Like, where did that even come from? It just makes the whole thing even weirder. Okay, so after setting that very, very strange stage, our author starts laying out some rules. These are supposedly the first principles of his novel. And the way he lays them out, it's like a bizarre self-help guide or something. Step 1, our novel begins. Okay, simple enough. But then step 2 is this super specific, almost superstitious rule about not cutting your hair without cutting your nails. What? And then step 3, he brings it right back to himself. Listen to me. It's this crazy mix of deep-sounding stuff and just random rules. It feels like it's all designed to keep you totally off balance. Okay, and this brings us to the absolute heart of the whole monologue. This is the main event. He's warmed up, he's laid down his weird rules, and now he's about to reveal the central, most important piece of advice in his entire novel. But before he just drops the main point, he gets really focused on how you should, travel through the world. He's about to forbid one way of getting around and insist on another, very specific one. And trust me, this is the key to the whole thing. And there it is, the big rule. He says, do not wander by car. Instead, you must wander with a donkey. I mean, what? A donkey? It's completely absurd, it's totally old-fashioned, and it seems to have 0 point. Why on earth a donkey? What could the reason possibly be? So you're probably wondering what his brilliant justification is for this, right? Well, this is it. The only reason he gives is, and I'm quoting here, you will see the donkeys. That's it. It's completely circular logic. It explains nothing and just makes the whole thing even more mysterious. I mean, at this point, we're probably more confused than when we started. Okay, we have to just pause here and ask, what is actually going on? We've got this weirdo teacher, rules that make no sense, and this main command to go find a donkey for reasons? Is this just some random rambling nonsense? Or is there some brilliant point that's just flying over our heads?
Well, you'll be glad to know there is a point. And just as you're about to give up, in the final seconds of the recording, the speaker finally pulls back the curtain and shows us what this whole rambling thing was really about.
And the best part is, we don't even have to guess. We don't have to do any deep analysis. The speaker just hands us the answer on a silver platter. He explains the entire metaphor in his very last sentence. And there you have it, the big reveal. After all that, all the weird commands, the stuff about hair and nails, and this whole long drawn-out thing about donkeys, the entire point was a pun. The grand lesson of his novel is just, don't be an ass. So let's just connect the dots here. The key is this Turkish phrase, eşek lik yapma. Now, the word eşek literally means donkey. But as an idiom, eşek lik yapma means don't act like an ass or don't be a fool. So all that talk about wandering with donkeys,
It was all just a super literal, very long-winded setup for a pretty common insult.
So what we've just experienced is basically a classic shaggy dog story. You know, it's one of those long, winding tales with a super complicated setup that leads to a really simple or even pointless punchline. This guy took us on this entire bizarre journey, all just to tell us not to be idiots. Which leaves us with one last question, right? Is this whole thing just an elaborate, aggressive joke designed to waste our time and call us a fool? Or is there maybe something more to it? You know, maybe the best life advice really is that simple. And maybe sometimes it takes a completely ridiculous story about a donkey to get us to actually listen. What do you think?